One. Good morning, NASDAQ.
Good morning, NASDAQ.
Morning.
You know, Schwartz, you ever had those mornings when you just, like, you get in bed at a reasonable time, like, there's no excuse for sleeping in, but you just can't get up?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
was there this morning. I don't know if it's just because it's been raining for 2 days straight and it's just kind of like bleh. I was supposed to get up at 5:45, and then it was 6:30, and then it was 7:30, and then it was, if we get up at 8:20, we can still have time to make our juice and drink it on the
Tune
show.
into the morning show. Oh man.
Oh,
Let's see.
but
I
I have
had an
no
alarm
excuse. I
wake
have
me
no
up.
excuse. It just happened.
I had an alarm wake me up at like 4 a.m. today, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going back to bed, I guess. So I just sat in my bed and like played on my phone for an hour.
Ugh.
So lazy, but I like. There's so much more I can do with this time, but I'm just gonna waste it. Everybody
There you
needs
go.
that now and then. Greatest
Of course.
morning show known to man. Thank you, Adam, Simon. Love the clovers.
Right. We'll let some people filter in.
Built in. All right, everybody. You know the drill. Steal your mom's phone. Steal your dad's phone. Steal your little brother's
Whoever's home.
iPad.
Yeah, whoever's still there. iPads work great. Yep, tablets.
Honestly,
Computers.
if you have a gaming console, you can even go on Safari or like the YouTube app and tune in there. I'm pretty sure it's compatible with that. And yeah,
I mean, does it cost you anything to set up 10 to 20 different YouTube accounts under different emails and
No.
watch with all of those every time?
you know, back in the 1990s, it would, but now we're in the tech age, and guys, we have so many mobile devices that it is astounding. I mean, I probably have 5 different iPhones that I don't use.
Also, you can just like other people's stuff on YouTube.
Yes, exactly, because I care about the world. I care about the goodness of the Good Morning NASDAQ show.
That's impressive stuff. All right, well, welcome in. It is Tuesday, the 27th day of June, 2023. We're
You know-
here to do what we do, talk about the runners, talk about the GAPAs,
You know,
give you 15 to 20 minutes of our time and see what we like, what we don't like, what has funny names for the company, which companies have negative months of cash left, and
which
what we
company
wanna do
didn't
with
meet
them.
their endpoints?
and which one. That's the biggest one. Yeah, who met and didn't meet their endpoints.
Yes, that is mostly 90% what we care about on the morning show. If you haven't been here before, if you're new to it. So, pull up a chair, come into our office, take a seat, pour yourself a cup of coffee. Let's talk about some stuff.
Let's talk about it.
First up, we have BDTX going parabolic. This is just amazing. I love green candles. You know, I'm a short bias trader, and when I want the red candles to make a profit, but seeing green candles is just so much more exciting, man.
Yeah.
So much. And let's see what they got going on. Batix Black Diamond Therapeutics says the initial dose escalation data demonstrates anti-tumor activity of BDTX 1535 in non-small cell lung cancer patients across multiple EGFR mutation families. Okay, I mean, that's pretty good. Anti-tumor activity. There really wasn't much more news to that in my news source. But as far as the company goes, they're a $70 million company as of yesterday's close, with a 20 million share float, 36 million shares outstanding. And that's quite an astounding move for this sort of a float in this type of market environment.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still waiting on my platform to open up, but
No, you're good. You're good. Their dilution is devastatingly high. Although it says ATM and their dilution is limited by the baby shelf restriction. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it, and there's a bunch of articles talking about what a baby shelf restriction is. If you just want to run down, it pretty much means they're too small in one area or another to just do something like BBBY, where they just go on a death spiral dilution, where they're just dilute, decompress the stock price, or compress the stock price like 99% over the term of a month. And yeah, that's a pretty interesting one. Although they are technically out of the freedom price, I believe. I forget what it was. I was looking at it earlier today. Yeah, I believe that was like 330 or so.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty big move here.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the
Kind of
volume too.
a little bit of
15.
a not a larger, not a big cap or anything like that, but 22 mils is pretty big
Mm-hmm.
for what we trade. And what we've been seeing actually been running recently. It's usually this like under a million has been the only type of things that have been getting going. Um, so over 100% move from the ones to the fours right now. Not your typical small cap daily chart either. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
like there's a ton of like big runs on the chart. It looks like it's traded like a mid to large cap. It's very consistent. It's trending in one way or the other. There's not a lot of big spikes like multi-month breakouts. Like the only big thing I see is the multi-month breakdown in that 20 area in 2021 that's led to basically a fade until today. Um, so really quite interesting to see if this one gets volume today, how it responds, how it reacts. What's the situation? I only have my charting platform up. What's the situation with borrows? Is it easy to borrow? Is it pretty widespread?
Um, I mean, I was looking for borrows earlier. I got them for free. Still, right now, we're sitting at like a tenth of a penny, 2/10 of a penny.
That's what I would guess on something
Yeah,
like this. So this could get interesting, you know? Um,
absolutely.
Again, nothing to jump the gun on for me. It's up over 125% today. Something I'm not really that interested in longing right out of the gate. Short wise, like I said, there's not like a ton of just giant runs to like play off of, and where there's a ton of resistance. There's a bunch of like decent resistance, like where the stock did a million or 2 million a day consistently over a few years. Like you have tops and bottoms, right? Like there's some this 450 area from the end of last year. But do I trust that when the stock's doing 16 million today in pre-market? Not that much. This is one that I definitely could see having a better chance at a multi-day run than something like MEDS or MLTX, the ones that are just kind of rocket ships with tiny floats. It's a lot harder for them to sustain the demand. Something like this could be a little thicker, could be a little juicier. Um, and I would be really much more willing to short this at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 after a 2-day run or 3-day run.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also the situation where it's like, you got to think about these sort of little caveats in the current market every single morning. Like for right now, let me pull up. Where's my scanner list? So there's really not a whole lot of action going on. So, but let's see, the next runner up is CNTG with volume at 6.7 million. It's up here on the top, but that's only 6.7 million shares at $1. This stock's volume is 4 times that at 4 times the price. That means essentially a lot more interest. A lot more interest. So like every single trader is looking at this stock, and all it takes is just like one side to get overly done and they get it all soaked up, and then I mean massive collapses, or it still can just have a huge squeeze out despite the fact that it's a 20 million share float. So I mean that's sort of like an angle that you always have to be thinking of. And just because Adam comes here every day, he said in chat, can you go over ride? And since it's up on the big movers list, it's not a top percent gainer, but big mover. I will pull it up for you in its second in list. I'll talk about it for a little bit. Pretty much it's a simple situation that's going on. It looked like one of their deals fell through. So they go into bankruptcy after Foxconn investment fallout. Now, I haven't really read this, so it's going to take me a couple seconds to actually see what's going on. So it looks like Ride started a sale process of its Endurance all-electric pickup truck and other related assets, and has filed litigation against Han High Precision Industry and its affiliate Foxconn Ventures. And pretty much what that means is Foxconn, the affiliate, their deal's falling through, which that's really nothing too uncommon that you're going to see with a lot of these bad companies. I mean, sometimes they come out with the best news, but I mean, you have to maintain this sort of pessimism in small caps because a lot of the companies are never going to make it. And these deals just begin to fall through. Next here it says Foxconn failed to live up to its financial commitments, thereby damaging the company and its future prospects, the EV maker said. EV maker being Ride.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, Ride was all on board to meet their endpoints, but their partner did not want to meet the endpoints, essentially. Oh wow, it was over $170 million investment. Yeah, I mean that's enough money to just hurt the company enough where they might have to file for bankruptcy at times. The company itself is $46 million as a market cap as per yesterday's close. So right now we're sitting at about 20 million or so, going down 57%. So I mean, essentially they just lost like all the money that they were going to have. I mean, that was probably their only prospect. All right, next up on the list, CNTG. Centogene. I can't even pronounce that ticker.
This one's funny because I actually did a bunch of research on this one when it went on it. I still have it on a list somewhere. Yeah, I do. I have notes on it on my thing. Because after this initial run in April, and it did its pullback, and I was looking at it for a screen day, and so I just ended up doing some research on it, and I ended up finding that they were non-compliant. They had till all my notes are not on here. All I have is on. They have to do by October 23rd. They have to get it above $10 or $1 for 10 days. So we're a little too far out for me just to invest randomly. But once it did the frickin' big spike thing and then sideways right under $1, I just felt like it was so easy, like that eventually it was going to have to push $1. And so if you can get it 80 cents, 70 cents, I was gonna like consider trying it, but then I was gonna be really mad if I lost on it because I didn't really know if the research I was doing was right. Let me pull up dilution tracker.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a time back when Roland used to do this a lot. Find these tickers that are non-compliant, that the only thing they need to do to regain compliance is get their stock over $1 for a 10-day stretch. And it's like, okay, if I'm sitting in that boardroom meeting and we don't want to get bumped down to the OTC, we got to get a PR out there. We got to sustain the volume. We got to get an algo on it. Like whatever. It's like they have no choice but to manipulate the stock price. And I knew that this was probably going to happen here, but the only way to actually trade this was to just buy and hope that they did do that and then sell into a gap down it whenever it happened, like this morning, or gap up, I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, those board meetings have to be hysterical. I would pay money just to sit in on one because it's like, all right, our company is in shambles, absolute shambles. We are on the verge of just losing our NASDAQ compliance. Okay, how do we do this? We need interest in the stock. How do we get interest? We got to look a lot less cruddy. And it doesn't matter how you look a lot less cruddy, whether it's price action like BDTX or something where it's just going supernova and pre-market, green candle, green candle, green candle, or they throw out a PR saying, oh, we have a deal with Foxconn and it's going to make us $170 million. You know, whatever it is, they're willing to do it because people want to stay on the NASDAQ because it's going to offer the most liquidity. There's a lot less liquidity in the OTC market. And with NASDAQ, yeah, this pretty much just comes down to liquidity. There's so many more traders that trade listed securities instead of bulletin board securities.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Man, the Gabber listed is pretty dry. The next one has less than 1 million shares traded pre-market. It's only up 25%. So Don, we're gonna have to come up with some filler content. Give the people what they want.
Arb?
One sec.
Uh-oh, we lost Schwartz.
I'm back.
What were you going to grab?
No, I had to help my
Let your cat
girlfriend
in?
out.
Oh.
I'll help her out. You see, because on the morning show, we help people. We take care of each other. That's why we're all here. We're one community that just drop likes on our video in the stream with everybody's products in the household, and it helps us out.
Okay. Well, do you now want to talk about the 20 to 25% movers and want to just take like a question because it's a slower day in the Gap City?
Yeah, throw some question. I'm just going to talk about ARAB and bore you guys in the meantime until you come up with something that we like. So, ARAB, as far as a company, what do they got going on? Their news. I actually might not even see news now that I'm looking at it. They got tagged in something, but it doesn't exactly mean news. Let's check the filings real quick. So yesterday they announced a 1-for-25 reverse stock split. Is that what's going on here?
That's the whole news.
That's the whole news. So one of the things that they can do on the listed stock exchange, the NASDAQ, they can just reverse split and get over $1. It's kind of like a little cheater code. But
Yep.
yeah.
That was what Roland was doing too. It was these ones that would reverse split. Would they would reverse split first and then kind of dwindle for a little bit, and then once the float was super tiny, the PR that they would have used before that maybe would have gotten them up 20 or 30%, it was now gapping at 150%, and they were looking real professional. They were like an $8 stock now.
Man, there was one that reverse split got like messed up, and I mean I think it was like a 400 to 1, but like it was showing they were up like 400,000% or like 40,000% last week. If you're in the chat, you can find the picture. Just tag my name and search for it. But like, it was just hysterical. Yeah. I wonder what kind of company this is. Pretty sure.
How often did they do the reverse split already?
Yeah, they already did it. They're at $5.44. Yesterday at close, they were 20 cents. So I mean, that's a nice 40x in the price that, I mean, can't capture any gains from it, but
yeah, you wonder how much legs that type of news just has.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, dude, that is a puny company. It is only 3 million market cap. So that means at $5.45. Oh well, that's yesterday's close. Well, actually, it's about the same because reverse split. They just had a little pump. So, oh man, they haven't reversed it. So here we go. 17 million divided by 25, 680,000 share float. Dude,
wow, that's crazy. So, what do you call this? Dilution checker already has that accurate. That's kind of cool.
Look at that.
Because they got 670K.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with dilution tracker's work. They're very up to date and very quick. All right, do we got any questions? Dom, if you were a biotech, would you meet your endpoints?
I honestly think probably not, just because I'm inherently a little lazy. Someone asked if I'm drinking a glow stick. No, I have my celery juice here. I normally put this down by 6 a.m. But like I said at the beginning of the show, it was a slow morning for some reason, and I just couldn't get out of bed. So now we're sitting here doing it live, drinking our celery juice instead of our coffee.
And I praise Dom for that. That takes determination, commitment to drink a glow stick on camera.
Exactly.
With 84 people watching. However, if the morning show was a biotech, I think we would meet our endpoints. Maybe not individually we wouldn't meet our endpoints, but together as a show, we meet them. And I mean, we're sitting at 34 likes right now out of 87 people watching.
That's not going to work.
No, that's not going to work.
You already saw management in the chat. They were kind of angry with us. They asked us if we sent out a tweet. We weren't prepared, forgot to send out a tweet from the Clover Trading tweet. And so they're literally trolling us on our own show. Management is, I would say it's a little out of control, but can we just shut them up once and for all? Just get this to 45 likes. We'll be over the halfway point, the 50%, and we'll get to do this another day.
Dude, I didn't even see management's tweet. Guys, seriously, like, I know we kind of joke about it, but like, no, we literally do get yelled at in our meetings for this. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, we literally get yelled at.
Someone asked, will we be doing any meet and greets on the East Coast? I can talk about that for a second because we are going to the East Coast. We're going to Boston, August 26th through August 28th for our second boot camp of the year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Head on over to clovertrading.io. Actually, the link was just posted by management right there into the chat. If you want to check it out, ticket prices will be increasing as we get closer. So if you're interested in going, make sure to sign up because you will save some money, and probably best to get that hotel, everything booked as early as possible. The later you wait, everything probably is just going to be increased in price as well. John says, I'll give you a thumbs up if you tell me your shoe size. I'm a 12.
I'm a 12.
I don't know where that is going, but I'm a 12.
What brand?
Croc.
Croc. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, it's summertime. I don't do anything but wear Crocs.
So in the tennis shoes, you're 12 and a half.
Maybe, who knows? I don't buy shoes often, you know. All right, one more trading question, and then we'll get on out of here.
Oh, we are over the 50% marker. That deserves a pat on the back. Thank you for
Pat on
joining,
the back.
everybody. Also, I wanted to shout out Kate in the chat because Kate is great. Mentioned that these companies only want to stay on the NASDAQ so they can possibly be a guest on our morning show. And I have to agree with that. That is definitely an incentive for many of them. And yeah, hopefully we get one of these CEOs on our show one day.
Hopefully not.
Oh, man. If we could schedule one where, like, they have an endpoints PR in that same pre-market and they don't make it, we could just, like, grill them. I think that would be quality content.
Yeah, but you're way smarter than me when it comes to the fundamentals and what the companies have to do. I'd get too nervous, and it wouldn't be very useful.
So, what's up with not meeting these endpoints? You realize it dropped your stock 35%, right?
Did you guys consider just using that money to meet those endpoints instead of paying yourself a $6 million bonus last year?
Dude, meanwhile, this poor man's net worth just dropped like 35%. The Mullen CEO.
Dude, it would be actually. Or remember, what was the guy? George Hamilton. What was the guy? Just recently with GNS and.
Oh, I don't know his name.
COSM or COSM. Roger Hamilton.
Yeah, Roger Hamilton. That sounds right.
Where you listen to him, he was going live everywhere, and it was just complete BS. And you're like, dude, did you read your own filings? You're the one who made those. Like, you keep just lying. Someone asked FNGR for a first red day. So this is weird. Oh, I remember this stock. This is at last year where it had one solid breakout and then it did the frickin' GSIT thing of the last few weeks where it looks like it was going to break out, low volume holding up, and then did nothing. Like, was a complete waste of space, and time, and energy. This run looks less like that to me and more manipulative. It's just kind of steady up every day. Like, it kind of goes red every day, then it closes green, goes red, closes green, goes red, closes green. For me to be really interested in this, I would probably have to see it like speed up. So like a day where it goes from, closed yesterday at 420, maybe it closes at like 6 and then 6 to like 7. Like, and that's really unrealistic for this, but I would need some deviation from its current like what it's doing, which is a lot of slow consolidation grinding up, which is a lot harder to predict how hard the pullback's going to be or when the pullback's going to be if each day is just kind of grinding little by little while putting in some consolidation. Because we do have some consolidation in the 230s, 240s, in the 270s, in the 350s. So I need you to kind of separate yourself fast from the most recent floor.
Yeah, right here, that's my price. 7-Eleven, I'm going to short it there. And I'm going to get a Slurpee on the same day from
7-Eleven and a Slurpee?
Yes. Coca-Cola.
Okay. All right, everyone. It's already 9:11.
Man,
thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for joining us. It is a slow day, but what is what we always say we're here to do is narrow down our focus, find out what stocks are going to have the most eyes and attention, and not have so much distractions going on. And today I think it's pretty obvious the ones that people are going to be watching. BDTX, is that right?
Yeah.
And
BDTX, CNTG.
And CNTG.
Very, very slim pickings today.
I love slim pickings. It means less distraction to take losses.
Yeah, exactly. Less random losses, or you can just avoid all random losses by not trading random action.
Yo, there you go. Crazy.
There's a thought. Summer market. Take care, boys. You too.
All right, bye.
Yep. See you all tomorrow. We're going to be in the room. Come join us and ask us more questions if you feel like it. We're probably not going to be trading all too much with these gappers. Maybe some other stuff, but we take it as the market comes. Take care, everybody.